knowledge from Zakir, Naik and Peace TV. No. I would not advise that you take knowledge from Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik is an individual who opposes the way of the Salaf. In fact, he openly speaks against the ulama of Salafiyya. Openly. And he does not hold back. And this Zakir Naik is from those individuals. I'll just give you one or two examples of his deviation. In a lecture that he gave once, he said that I have studied the books of the Hindus. This fihi nadar, whether, it needs to be examined whether even he has the ability or even he has the right to study the books of the Hindus. Because the ulama in general, they forbid that. But anyway, he said that he studied the books of the Hindus and he found that Rama, Shiva and Vishnu are names of the creator, of Al-Khaliq. So if a Muslim was to call upon Shiva or Vishnu or Rama, in reality they are calling upon Allah, if they consider them, those names, to be the names of the creator. So he says that it is permissible to call Allah by Shiva, Hindu idol. Have you ever seen Vishnu, the blue god? He's an idol, a blue one, ugly. That's Vishnu. Sometimes they show a pipe or some sort of, umbilical cord coming out, and then at the head of it is sitting an elephant. This is Vishnu and Shiva and Rama. He says if you call upon Allah by these names, then it is permissible because it is referring to Al-Khaliq, the creator. And of course this is batil, because the asma of Allah are tawqifiyya. At the very least, he has opposed the tawheed of Allah in Allah's names and Allah's attributes, subhanahu wa ta'ala. As for some of his other errors, then likewise, this individual, he attacks the Salafis. When the people said to him, I've met him by the way, on an occasion he came to Maktaba Salafiyya in Birmingham, to our markaz, and he introduced himself, not to me, but to one of the brothers. He said, my name is Zakir Naik, I'm a speaker, I'm a prominent, something like I'm an international speaker or something. I'm sure you've heard of me. The brother said, actually, I've never heard of you. But let me just call the brother from the back. So he called me, and I spoke to him, and I said, yes, because I have heard of him. I said, I have heard of you, and my advice to you is that you need to study. I said, you need to study, because it is clear that you have not studied Aqidah. You have only studied the Bible, and you have studied the scriptures of the Hindus, and that's it. You haven't studied the tafsir of the Quran. You haven't studied the books of Aqidah. You haven't studied Kitab al-Tawheed. You haven't studied Al-Aqidah Wasitiyah. You haven't studied Usul al-Sunnah. You haven't studied the books of the early scholars. So when you speak, you are prone to making a lot of mistakes. He said, yes, this is what he said something like, you Salafis are like that. I said, well, you should be Salafi just like we are Salafi. Because Salafi is sticking to the way of the Salaf. He said, every Muslim is Salafi. I said, this statement of yours is batil, because the Salafis are those individuals who stick to the Kitab and the Sunnah and the way of the Sahaba. He said, every Muslim does that. I said, what about that one who goes to the grave and prostrates at the grave of the dead? Is he Salafi? He says, no. So I said, well, you said everyone is Salafi. Then he started backtracking. I said, anyway, I don't really want to enter into a discussion of semantics with you. The important point is that you need to study your religion, because you are making mistakes. And then when someone said to him in a lecture in India, why don't you become Salafi? He said, which Salafi? Madkhali Salafi? Sururi Salafi? Qutubi Salafi? Which Salafi? Mocking. He said, no, I'm not going to do any of this. And then, he carried on. And this is the behavior of this individual. So I fear, brothers, that if you listen to him, that you'll be misguided. If you listen to him, you will be misguided. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you. And Peace TV likewise.